We always think that discipline means being strict with ourselves, but what if being disciplined actually means caring about yourself? Consistency isn't forcing yourself to do something that you hate, it's keeping a promise to yourself. You don't show up because it's easy, you show up because it's necessary in order to serve the version of yourself that you want to become. Stop treating effort like it's punishment and start treating it like love. Hi, I'm Essence, and I make videos for those of you that are done waiting. Done waiting for motivation, done waiting for approval, and done waiting for the perfect timing. Here we focus on showing up, building ourselves, and growing quietly and slowly, but consistently. And this is no fluff, just real talk about building habits, building mindset, and becoming the person that your dreams require you to be. So the problem isn't that people don't know what to do. Most of us, we know what to do. We all know that we need to sleep better, we need to eat better, we need to train harder, study harder, create whatever that looks like for you. The real problem is that we treat consistency like it's a punishment, like we're forcing ourselves into a boring life. But consistency isn't punishment, it is self respect. It's saying, I am not going to abandon myself. So, one thing that I would like to know about discipline is that often we only show up when it's exciting. We show up when it feels new, when it looks aesthetic, when our best friend is doing it, when motivation is peaking, and when the results look like they're near. We like that instant gratification. But that's not consistency, that's bribery. That's you showing up for yourself when the reward feels guaranteed. Not for the growth, not for the process, definitely not for yourself. And I have been there. I have waited until everything looks perfect, until I have my notes, I have my setup in my environment, and I tell myself once I fix this and this and this and this, then I'll start. But that perfect moment never actually arrives. It's not procrastination, it's fear dressed up as preparation. Consistency is something that is built on self trust. If you don't trust yourself, you won't be consistent. Most people do not have a discipline problem, they have a self trust problem. They don't believe in their own promises that they make to themselves. So think about it as if it's your best friend. She told you that she would be there for you, and then she just wasn't, and she kept not showing up. She wasn't there for you. You would stop trusting her. You would stop relying on her, and you'd stop believing her words. And that's exactly how your brain feels when you break promises to yourself. It's a cycle of I want to do something, I start doing it, then I'm not consistent with myself because I don't trust myself, and then you just repeat that cycle over and over. Every small action, even the tiny ones, rebuild that trust. It has to be reinforced over and over and over. Writing for 10 minutes, studying a little, taking a walk, practicing something, finishing that task. Not just starting it, but finishing it. That is how you show up for yourself. It is in those little moments. They really aren't so little in the end because they're proof that you can rely on yourself. And once you trust yourself, consistency stops feeling so impossible and it starts feeling very possible. I would like to be real with you. I'm extremely afraid of failing. I get stuck. I get paralyzed even. I have started and stopped so many different things because I wanted them to be perfect when I started. I'll stare at a blank page thinking, I can't start because the first version is gonna be ugly. Or people are going to judge me, or I think I'm gonna embarrass myself. And that fear is what keeps you frozen. That fear convinces you that not trying is safer than trying and failing, but I promise you every time trying and failing is going to be better. It always is. Because here's the truth, perfection is a trap. You will never feel ready. You will never avoid mistakes. You will never control how people perceive you. Never. It's just not going to work like that. But you can control something. whether or not you show up. And every time that you show up, messy, imperfect, scared, you're teaching yourself that fear isn't the boss of you. Fear doesn't control you. Fear doesn't rule you. Consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about being loyal to yourself even when it feels uncomfortable. And that's something that I've definitely had to learn the hard way. You have to show up even when it's uncomfortable because motivation is going to come and go. It's going to be up here some days and even within the same day be up here, and anything can happen and your motivation can dip down. So you can't do things based off of motivation. This is why small efforts matter. You don't need to go all in every day. You don't need to grind for hours. You don't need to transform your entire life in a week. You can't transform your entire life in a week. It doesn't work that way. What matters is honesty. Am I keeping my word? Did I show up in some way, in some form today? Small habits are louder than big goals. Big goals feel inspiring, but small habits are what get you there. 10 minutes of effort today matters far more than 3 hours of intensity once every 2 months. A single step forward is still forward. People always talk about consistency as if it's a schedule, just a routine, just discipline. But it's emotional, it's vulnerable, it's uncomfortable. You will feel bored, you will feel frustrated, you will doubt yourself, and you will feel like you're not progressing fast enough. That's how I felt. And that is okay. Consistency isn't the absence of those feelings, it's moving through them. I'm going to say that again. Consistency isn't the absence of those feelings, it's moving through them. It's taking action even when the voice in your head says, why bother? It's choosing the future you over the feeling that you currently have. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Stop treating consistency like it's punishment. Stop acting like effort is something you owe to everyone except for yourself. Stop waiting for motivation, for clarity, for confidence, for perfection. Start treating your effort as love. Start treating your progress as a promise. Start treating consistency as the highest form of self-respect. Because you deserve a version of yourself that doesn't quit, who doesn't abandon herself every time things get a little bit uncomfortable, who keeps showing up, even quietly, even privately. It won't feel perfect. You'll have awkward days, messy days, days where you try but don't see any results. But every time you take an action despite your fear, you build something bigger than motivation. You build trust within yourself. And that is what matters most. Like I said, self-trust is something you need. And once you trust yourself, everything changes. If this video resonated with you, I want you to take one small action today. Not a big jump, not a big goal, not a huge plan, just one small thing that your future self will be grateful for. And if you're ready to stop waiting and start building yourself, stick around. This is a place where we grow quietly, consistently, and honestly together. Thank you for showing up today. Remember, your future self is waiting for the version of you that doesn't quit. And that version is already inside of you.